Hey guys, don't beat yourself up about money. Please don't do that. Trust me guys, you're probably doing better with your money than you think you are. Now, most of us are basically average at almost everything we do. And most of us feel like we're behind a little bit in terms of money, especially behind people in our same age group. But I want you to hold that thought because I'm here to tell you on this video that you may be richer than you think. You may be better off with your money than you actually imagine. Now, on this video, I've got 4 scary money statistics that I want to share with you. And I'm also going to share with you some strategies to help you make sure that you're not a part of these scary money stats moving forward. Now, I want you to stay tuned to number 4 because number 4 is the one that really shocked me the most. And I think it's going to shock you as well. Now, in America, there's a lot of people who look like they have money. But when you think about these statistics I'm going to give you, it's going to put all of that in proper perspective, right? Because there's a lot of Americans that don't have what they look like they have. Now, listen, if you know somebody like that, do me a favor and drop that in the comments. Let me know about that person in the comments below. Now listen, please don't say their name in the comments below, but at least tell me about the experience of somebody you know who looks like they have it all together, but they really don't have a lot of money. You know, the person who's balling out of control on IG or Facebook or on social media somewhere, but you know they're living paycheck to paycheck. Because in America, there's a lot of that. Now, also on this video, I hopefully want to restore your confidence in you. I want to give you some numbers on this video to hopefully put your mind to rest, relieve a little bit of that anxiety and stress you have, whether or not you're above average or average in terms of your personal finances. And some of you may say, hey, what's wrong with being average? Well, listen, guys, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being average. But the problem with being average in terms of money in America puts you in a not so good situation in America. So you want to try to strive, at least financially, to be above average. So let's jump into these 4 scary, shocking money stats. And as we go through them, I want you to think about you and your situation, where you are. Now, the first stat is that 61% of all Americans do not have enough savings, emergency savings, to cover a $1,000 emergency. Now, that's from Bankrate survey. 61%. That's a whole lot of people that can't cover a $1,000 emergency. And 20% of Americans have no savings at all. If you have in your emergency fund over $1,000, you have 60% of all Americans beat in terms of having money. Now, this is America, guys, where it's supposed to be one of the richest or the richest country in the world. And most people have little to no savings. Let me say this, guys, emergencies happen. If you don't take anything else away from this video, please take this. Emergencies will happen. They do happen. Be prepared. Please put aside some money just in case and when something does go wrong. Now, I know it's easier said than done, but it's super important that you have some money put to the side. The goal is to have 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses saved up. Now, if you have a job where it's a very secure job, you're a teacher, you're a nurse, you work for the federal government, something like that, and you know it's not going away, then you can have about 3 to 4 months of emergency savings. But if you have a job that you're not sure about or it's kind of hit and miss, then feel free to have 6 months to 12 months of expenses saved away, right? Now, I have a few suggestions for you in terms of saving for emergencies. The first one is this. Every time you get paid, every time you get a check, put a little bit of money to the side for an emergency in your emergency fund. And don't worry about making that money grow. Just put it somewhere where you can get to it really, really quick, really, really fast. Maybe at a brokerage, maybe at a bank, whatever it is, just somewhere where you can get to it. You're not trying to gain a bunch of interest on the money that you have for your emergencies because it's for emergencies. You've got investments that you're trying to gain interest on, right? But you just want this money to be available in case you have an emergency. Another thing to do, guys, is pay your emergency money like it's a bill. Put it on your budget every single month. You put $300, $200, $600 towards it until you reach that 3 to 6 month threshold. And also be sure to use your emergency fund for emergencies, for worst case scenarios, not for just regular occurring things that come up that, oh, I didn't know about that birthday, let me dig in my emergency fund. No. Use your emergency fund for actual worst case scenarios. Now, the second money stat that's going to shock you is that 1 out of 3 Americans have 0 money saved up for their retirement. Now, this is also from the Bankrate survey. 0 in their retirement for 33% of all Americans. Listen, guys, at some point, you're going to want to think about the old you, the 50, 60, 70-year-old you that has to pay rent, that has to buy food, that has to have electricity in the home or has to have transportation, right? You have to start thinking about that person now. It is shocking that 33% of all Americans have no money for retirement. That means there's a lot of people out there who will be relying on other people to take care of them when they get older. Whether it's a child, a grandchild, other friends and family, Social Security, the government, right? All these other people are going to have to take care of you if you don't have any money saved up. And they're going to take care of you the best way that they know how. And they're not going to take care of you the best way that you want to be taken care of. Guys, I say at the end of every single one of my videos, the best person to take care of the old you is the young you. That means taking care of you in 30 years is your responsibility today, right now. So please invest your money today. Don't be a part of the crowd that has zero saved up for retirement. If you're regularly investing your money, you're above average. If you're putting in 10 or 15% of your money towards investments for your future, you're way above average. And I know 10 to 15% is hard and it's difficult for some people to do, but you owe it to your future self. Remember, the extent to which you invest your money today is the extent of the quality of your life tomorrow. Hey guys, if you're getting anything at all out of this video, do me a favor, smash the like button below. And if you're here for the very first time, guys, please consider subscribing to my channel. Okay, now let's talk about the third scary money stat. About 60% of all Americans don't make a regular budget and don't have a written financial plan. Now that stat is from a website called Some Statistics. Now this is shocking, guys, because a budget is your roadmap. A budget is simply your plan to manage your capital, right? To manage the capital that you bring in to your home or to your person, right? It's managing your money is capital, right? You may not have buildings and land, but if you get money on a regular basis, you're getting capital. And everyone who has capital has to have a plan for that capital. And it should be a written plan. Your budget is your plan. Your budget is your guide. Your budget is your instructions for your capital. I mean, you got to think about your household sort of like a business. Every good business has an income statement where they track what comes in and they track what goes out. And you, with your capital, you have to do the same thing with your money. Would you invest or believe in a business that didn't have any plan for the money? They don't know what they have coming in. They don't know what they're sending out. No, you wouldn't invest in a business like that, right? You wouldn't believe in a business like that. But yet, more than 60% of Americans, that's how they run their household. That's how they manage their capital, their money. It's just wise to manage your money well, on paper or a spreadsheet every single month. That's going to help you stay focused with your money, and it's going to give your money direction. When you manage your money well by doing a unique budget every single month, it makes it feel like you have more money. It's just like walking into a sloppy room that has clothes and trash all over the place in the middle of the floor, right? When you start picking up things and putting things where they go and telling things where to go and clearing things out and putting this here and that there. When you start doing that in a sloppy room, guess what? The room looks bigger. Your money is the exact same way. When you tell your money, tell every single dollar exactly what to do, when to do, how to do, where to do, then guess what happens, guys? You feel like you have more money, because you're in better control of your money, and that's what a budget does. So write it down on paper, on a spreadsheet. Try it. You'll be surprised, guys. If you're not already doing a budget, you'll be surprised when you start doing one how much extra money you find. If you make a budget every single month, a unique budget every single month, you're above average already. All right, now, number four. Number four, I actually stick around for because it was the most shocking to me. Number four is this. Nearly 50% of all Americans use credit cards to cover some of their regular, normal, essential living expenses. Now that's according to the Inside 1031 survey. That's shocking to me, guys, that nearly 50% of people use credit cards to pay their bills, especially if you consider the fact that the average American household has about $6,000 of credit card debt. And at the last report that I've seen and read, guys, $986 billion is the amount that Americans are in credit card debt. Nearly $1 trillion worth of credit card debt is out there in America. And the fact that nearly half of everybody is using these credit cards to pay their monthly bills, that's really shocking to me. Now, this is more common amongst younger Americans. 61% of Gen Zers and 53% of millennials said they use credit cards to pay their essential needs for living expenses. Now, on the other hand, only 26% of the boomers, of the baby boomers, say they use a credit card to pay their monthly expenses. Now, me personally, guys, I haven't used a credit card in about 12 years when I got rid of a credit card. And I barely used it sparingly at that point. But I didn't use a credit card to go from a negative $30,000 net worth to a 7-figure net worth. I didn't use a credit card to do that. Now, I'm not totally against credit cards. Let me make that disclaimer. As long as you use them very responsibly and pay them off every single month, or at least pay them way down where you only have a $5 or $10 balance every single month. But for me, credit cards has not been my path to wealth. I think credit cards can keep you relying on invisible money and never have to feel the pain of using cash, because there's several studies that say if you use a credit card, you're going to spend more money than if you just use cash, because there's a pain associated with actually using cash that you just don't have when you're able to swipe a card. Not to mention, guys, credit card interest, now that the rates have gone up, the Federal Reserve has raised the federal funds rate and short-term loan rates are going up and up and up, right? Credit card interest is hovering around 20%. Guys, that's a huge drain on your wealth if you carry large balances of credit card debt. My suggestion is to not use them. But if you do use them, make sure you pay off your bills every single month. Again, or pay it down to $5 or $10 and use them sparingly, because it's really, really easy for a lot of people who are undisciplined to run up their credit card balance, guys, and pay that large interest. Now, I know a lot of people do it, but I wouldn't be in the habit of paying my living expenses with a credit card. Just whatever you do, don't pay minimal payments on a credit card. Try to pay that debt off as soon as possible. Hey guys, if you find yourself in any of these statistics, do me a favor. Don't be ashamed and don't be embarrassed. Look it square in the eye and take care of it. Nothing gets fixed until you look it square in the mirror and fix it. I hope I was able to give you guys some things to think about on this video and to decide, hey, are you above average when it comes to your money? And are you richer and better off financially than you actually thought you were when you look at these 4 shocking money statistics that I gave you on this video? Hey guys, check out a few of these videos right here for more on how to reach your financial freedom. The best person to take care of the old you is the young you. Guys, take care of yourself and always take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.